Title: My friend's sister knocked on my door at 1 a.m. and whispered, "Don't say a word." I was halfway through grading papers when the knock came. Soft, hesitant, almost apologetic. I checked the clock. 1:07 a.m. Who could possibly be at my door at this hour? Another knock, this time, a little louder. Then a whisper. "Don't say a word, please." It was Emily. My best friend Ryan's little sister. She was only 19, quiet, bright, the kind of girl who always wore a smile even when life tried to knock it off her face. But tonight, that smile was gone. Her eyes were wide, wet, and trembling. Her hands clutched a backpack to her chest like it was the only thing keeping her together. "Can I come in?" she whispered again. I nodded silently, stepping aside. Once inside, she stood in the middle of my tiny apartment, still shaking. I offered her some water, but she didn't touch it. Finally, she whispered, "Promise you won't tell Ryan." I hesitated. "Emily, what's going on?" Her voice cracked. "I just needed somewhere safe." That word, safe, hit harder than anything. I didn't push. Instead, I made her tea, gave her a blanket, and let her sit on the couch. For the next hour, she said nothing. And I didn't ask. Sometimes, silence is the kindest thing you can give someone. When she finally spoke, it was past 3 a.m. She told me everything. How her stepfather had been drinking again. How he'd smashed her phone when she tried to call Ryan, who was away for work. How he'd yelled, how she'd run, barefoot, in the freezing night, with nowhere else to go. My chest tightened. Ryan had told me things were rough at home, but not this rough. Emily looked at me with eyes that were both broken and brave. "I didn't want to be a burden," she said softly. "You already have your own problems." That was the moment I realized, kindness isn't about convenience. It's about showing up when someone least expects it, and most needs it. The next morning, I made breakfast, eggs, toast, and hot cocoa. She smiled for the first time, faint but real. Then came the knock. Loud, angry, familiar. Her stepfather. Emily froze. I stepped forward before she could speak. "Stay here," I whispered. When I opened the door, the man on the other side reeked of alcohol and arrogance. He tried to push past me, shouting her name. I blocked him. "Emily's safe," I said firmly. "You need to leave." He sneered, "You think you can tell me what to do with my own family?" That's when I said something I didn't even plan to. "She's not your family if she's afraid to come home." For a moment, he just stared. Then he cursed under his breath and stormed off. Emily stood behind me, tears running down her cheeks, but this time, they weren't from fear. They were from relief. That night changed everything. Ryan came home the next day. He hugged his sister tighter than I'd ever seen before, and for once, she didn't hold back. They moved out together soon after. I helped them find a small apartment near campus. Emily got a part-time job at a bookstore. Ryan, as always, worked double shifts to keep her safe. Months passed. Every now and then, Emily would drop by with homemade cookies or coffee. She always said the same thing before leaving. "Thank you for opening the door." But what she never realized was, that night, she opened something too. A reminder that even in the darkest hour, when fear knocks at your door, compassion should be the one that answers. Moral: you never know when someone's silent knock is a cry for help. Sometimes, being kind isn't about grand gestures, it's about listening, protecting, and staying. Because at 1 a.m. or any hour, one act of compassion can change someone's life, forever.